Hello guys, in this video we are going to discuss the solution of the problem divisor game. So let us look at the problem statement. The problem statement says that Alice and Bob takes turn playing a game. With Alice starting first, initially there is a number n on the chalkboard. On each player's turn, that player makes a move consisting of choosing any number x with x less than n and x greater than 0 and n mod x equals to 0, replacing the number n on the chalkboard with n minus x. Also, if a player cannot make a move, they lose the game. Return true if and only if Alice wins the game, assuming both players have plays optimally. So for instance, if n equals to 2, then Alice can choose 1, and as you know, 1 divides 2. So because of which the next number becomes 1, and in such case Bob has no move, because of which Alice wins, and thereby we are returning true. When n equals to 3, Alice has just one move, which is to choose 1, and then Bob has just one move, which is to choose 1, and then the resultant number is 1, and then Alice cannot make any move, because of which we are returning false. So that's about the problem statement, folks. Now let us discuss the solution of this problem. So in order to discuss this solution, let us start with n equals to 1, and then we will gradually increase the value of n, and we will see what is the result there, basically who wins the match. So over here, when n is equals to 1, as you know, when n equals to 1, there is no legal move, because of which the person who is starting the game will lose the game. So what we can generalize over here? Well, what we can generalize is, if it is x turn and n equals to 1, then x loses the game. So over here, Alice loses the game. Now let's move forward. When n is equals to 2, then Alice has just one option, which is to choose 1, and on choosing 1, the next number will be 1. Now over here it was Alice's turn, over here it is Bob's turn. Now using the generalization which we have seen over here when n equals to 1, so if it is x turn and n equals to 1, then x loses the game. So over here it is Bob's turn, and the value of n is 1, because of which Bob will lose the game. So over here Alice won the game. And the generalization we can make is, if it is x turn and n is equals to 2, then x wins the game. Now let's move forward. When n is equals to 3, then it has just one option, which is 1, and then 2. So over here it was Alice's turn, and over here it is Bob's turn. So relying on the generalization we have made when n is equals to 2, and the generalization was, if it is x turn and n equals to 2, then x wins the game. So over here it is Bob's turn and n equals to 2, because of which Bob will win the game. So over here the generalization will be, if it is x turn and n equals to 3, then x loses the game. Now let's move forward. So when n is equals to 4, so this is 4, Alice has two options, and those two options are, either she can choose 1 or she can choose 2. Now if she chooses 1, then the resultant will be 3, and if she chooses 2, the resultant will be 2. Now let us look at the generalization we have made in order to come to our solution. So over here it was Alice's turn, and over here this is Bob's turn. So as we can see from the generalization of n equals to 3, if it is x turn and n equals to 3, then x loses the game, because of which Alice is going to choose this path, because of which Alice will win the game. So over here Alice wins the game. So for the case where n is equals to 5, then in such case Alice has just one option, which is to choose 1, and then the value will be 4. So now let us generalize for case 4. So if it is x turn and the value of n is 4, then x wins the game. Now let us move forward and have an example with 5. So with 5, Alice has just one option, which is to choose 1, and then the next number will be 4, and over here it was Alice's turn, and then over here it is Bob's turn. So as we know, if the n equals to 4 and if it is X turn, then X is going to win the game. So because of which Bob is going to win this game. So over here the generalization is, if it is X turn and n equals to 5, then X loses the game. So far we have solved till n equals to 5, and let us see if there is a pattern over here or not. So as we can see, in the first game, Alice loses the game, or Bob wins over here. In second, Alice won the game. In third, Bob wins the game. And in fourth, Alice wins the game. And in fifth, Bob wins the game. So what we can observe over here is the win and the lose are alternating. What do I mean by this is that initially Alice loses the game, which means Bob wins. So initially Bob wins. So over here, let me just write it down. So this is the value of n, and over here, who wins the game? So when n equals to 1, it was Bob who wins the game. When n equals to 2, it was Alice who wins the game. And then this keep on alternating. So on 3, Bob wins. On 4, Alice wins. And on 5, again, Bob wins. So what we can see from here is, if n is even, then Alice wins. Otherwise, Bob wins. And that's the whole idea behind this problem, folks. If n is even, then Alice wins, and we are going to return true. Otherwise, we are going to return false. So that's about the discussion, folks. Now let us see how we have implemented it in Python. So the implementation is pretty straightforward, which is if n is an even number, then we are going to return true. Otherwise, we are going to return false. Now let us submit our solution. So our solution got accepted. That is all from this video, folks. In case if you have any question or comment regarding this video, please feel free to use the comment section and I'll try to address them. Thank you.